responsibility should be fixed and exemplary punishment should be awarded to those unscrupulous elements who have been ruining intentionally the spirit of democracy in the state of West Bengal. Never in the country, after 5 years, after the gap of 5 years, my lord, after the gap of 5 years, it is the constitutional mandate to conduct panchayat election across the nation. But never ever we have heard this kind of electoral malpractices ever occurred in any parts of this country. So that is why we are agitating. Nothing else. This is the reason we are agitating, because common people for whom the Panchayat Raj institution was conceived are being denied, are being deprived from exercising their franchises. What much violation of fundamental principles of our constitution can be. The golden triangle of our constitution clearly espoused. Article 14, 19, 21, all have been trampled upon by riding roughshod over all fundamental principles. The government has been roaming scot-free. So without having any compunction, without having any qualm, without mincing any word, I must say that democratic infrastructure of the state has been dismantled, which needs to be saved by your judicious intervention. Second prayer, mandamus directing to take up all the complaints in respect of death, murders, and serious injuries received by the citizens during the election process to be investigated by the Central Investigating Agency and direct to arrange adequate financial compensation to the family members of the deceased and injured person by respondent authorities. My lord, in the morning, I have tried my best to flag Lordship's attention that scores of, now more than hundreds of fatally injured opposition parties workers are being maltreated, are not being offered proper treatment in the hospital due to the poor plight of medical infrastructure in the state. Death row, death toll has been continuing unabated. Number of mortality, death toll has been going up, much to the concern, grave concern of all of us. So immediate arrangement for cremation of those ill-fated personality, those unfortunate person, should be directed from your end. Also, my lord, I would appeal that proper treatment should be provided to those affected persons who have been running from pillar to post while having been deprived from their lives, their properties. Properties worth of crores of rupees have been destroyed by the sheer hooliganism in cahoots with the police administrations. It is a very toxic nexus among the police, party, and election commission are existing. I can say, don't take it otherwise, they are the doppelgangers. One is apparition of other to do this kind of disservice to the state. Third, a writ in the nature of mandamus commanding the respondent to deploy adequate central forces in and around the counting centers surrounding the 100 meters area of the counting center. Already tampering has been improvised. Tampering are being explored so as to further reduce the electoral process in the state. Since the day one, we have been urging upon you for deploying central forces. Now, again, we are urging upon your leadership, your lordship, to deploy central forces along with all necessary ingredients so as to make it foolproof. And you will be astonished to note that in an election that has been held, 80% of booths where central forces were conspicuously absent in spite of the explicit direction from your end. They have, government had exhausted all its resources to foil your direction, to thwart your salubrious direction. But they have been failed because Supreme Court has upheld your observation. So now by resorting to simply trickery and political shenanigans, they have made your observation futile. I think this is a direct affront to this judiciary, because by cocking a snook to the direction given by this judiciary, my lord, they are and they have got the temerity of flouting all your direction and observation.
Yes, sir. Sir, so from what we have heard you,
my lord, when I am on the way of submitting to you, to your lordship, inadvertently,
no.
I may commit some wrong, and that is why
you go in your own state. No problem.
Right now, I got the information that another casualty took place. So that death toll has been increasing alarmingly. Please make your judicious intervention.
Sorry for interruption. After going through your, after hearing you and going through your prayer, essentially it's threefold.
Yes.
First is investigation. Second will be compensation, which will include how to, for the people who have lost their lives, treatment for the affected, injured, etc. That will be one prayer. And third, regarding deployment. With regard to the third prayer regarding deployment, your basic allegation is from the annexures, you have enclosed the orders passed by this court, orders passed by the Honorable Supreme Court. And essentially, from what we can gather from your submission is, there has been a violation of the court direction. That issue is already now pending as a contempt application with regard to the pre-poll alleged violation. The matter is, I think it has to come tomorrow. That's before a different division bench. Just let me complete. Please hear me.
Okay.
So with regard to the first aspect regarding investigation, that is a larger issue where we need to hear the respondents.